In 2020, the world reeled from the worst public health crisis in a century and extreme weather events brought on by climate change. So what challenges lie ahead in 2021?
Stronger storms, more storms, heavier rain. Our climate is changing.
Extinction! 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 Woo!
Satellite imagery is showing that Arctic sea ice is at its lowest levels on record.
In northern Siberia, it hit 100.4 degrees.
We've reported from this exact spot at the Long Wharf countless times, often in knee-deep water from king tide. Now imagine adding another 4 feet to that level of flooding, and that is what this report suggests is more likely to happen if changes aren't made now.
With me in a general strike all across this country, because that's what we need in order to tell our government that they need to take care of the crisis that is heading towards us. And I want every single parent to wake up, break through the denial. That's why I'm doing this.
2050 is 30 years from now. I'm 30 years old. I can't have another lifetime of death and destruction in front of me. We need to act now on a rapid, urgent timescale. The state cannot get away with passing these very long time frames and congratulating themselves as a climate leader. That has to stop today, and we need action now.
What do we want? When do we want it? Now! If you don't get it, shut it down! If you don't get it, shut it down! Please don't get it! Shut it down!
Environment environmental activism in Boston. A group blocked off the entrance to the Mass Pike yesterday near Newbury Street with a 30-foot-long pink sailboat. Activists used the display to urge Governor Charlie Baker to go more in the fight against climate change. Specifically, they want more aggressive action taken to reduce carbon emissions to net zero. They argue the current goal of reaching net zero by 2050 is too late to avoid widespread climate catastrophe.
Has got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Eversource has got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho.
We can choose to be ignorant. We can choose to deny what is happening right in front of our very eyes, or we can choose to take a stand, to use our privilege to speak for others who may not be able to.
Reacting and making changes now to lower global greenhouse emissions is even more urgent. Flooding at the coast from sea level rise, flooding inland from heavy rainfall events, this will affect us all some way or another.
Ida's second act, record rainfall in record time, causing deadly flash flooding, some drowned in their cars.
It happened just after 7 o'clock this morning. 8 protesters chaining themselves to a boat in front of Governor Charlie Baker's Swampscott home. The sailboat, painted pink and with the words Climate Emergency, was intended to represent how sea level rise could reach the governor's home if he doesn't take action against climate change.
Because Governor Baker's a climate criminal.
7 protesters demanding solutions to climate change were arrested this morning after chaining themselves to a boat outside of the home of Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker in Swampscott. Charges are now pending. The protest group says government needs to take action on potential ecological collapse.
We've tried, rallies, demonstrations for the State House, and we have lots of other climate activists try working with the legislature, but nothing works. This works.
The demonstration was organized by Extinction Rebellion Boston and Sunrise Movement Boston. They say in support of a coalition of climate activist groups, calling out fossil fuel infrastructure projects.
The 8 protesters leaving Lynn District Court telling us they have no regrets protesting outside of the governor's home in Swampscott.
I think it was worth it. Why did you choose in front of his home? Some people protest in front of the State House. Why his home?
We've done that. He hasn't listened. So we had to go to his home.
China still is signed up in the COP decision to phase down coal, unabated coal, and to move to accelerate, if possible, this transition.
Protesters say this was worth it.
It brings one person into being more aware of the climate crisis. If it inspires anybody just to ask some more questions about like where are we actually investing in fossil fuel infrastructure. So I think it was worth it.